Hey everyone, welcome back to another New World video. I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day. However, I do want to go over a few things here in today's video, but we're mostly going to be talking about iron ore and what is some of the best opportunities for you guys to go ahead and find iron ore. And I'm going to show you guys the best routes that I take, as there are a couple that you guys can definitely go ahead and do. Iron is one of the most abundant resources in the game that you guys can find everywhere, but a lot of them seem to be very fought over, especially with some of the server merges that are going to be taking on and are going to be happening over the next week or two. I feel like the iron ore supplies are going to be even that much more fought over, so I want to give you guys a route that I feel might not necessarily be taken as much, but you might run into a couple patches along the way that will be taken, but I can guarantee not all of these are going to be taken along the way. So let's go ahead and kind of dive into it. Now, the first thing that you guys are going to want to go ahead and do is there's 2 points that you guys can actually go to on your map if you guys want to be able to do this effectively. You guys can either start in Cutlass Keys if you guys want to be able to have a starting point. However, you can also go into this fast travel location if you guys don't have this one. It's right here. It's kind of like on the edge of the bluff, which makes it really nice to actually, and convenient to get to. There's a whole bunch of iron over in this area, so you guys can just kind of loop back and then come back to the fast travel or teleport home. If this area doesn't seem to be as taken by people, so pretty much what you're going to want to do is just head a little bit kind of northeast, work your way along here. There's like 6 deposits of ore just right in this location. You're going to come down to about here. There's a whole bunch more right in this area, and then there's a whole bunch, like about 7 or 8 patches right in here, and then a few more up in this top area as well. So I think in just that location there's about 20 pieces of iron, like deposits, that you guys can get into without probably really being touched. However, if you guys go a little bit southwest of that fast travel location, there's going to be a few deposits like up in here on this ridge. There's about 5 right there. And then if you come down just a little bit further along this ridge right here, there's about another 8 that you guys can go ahead and grab. So pretty easy. There's a whole bunch just really close to this fast travel location. If you guys don't necessarily mind fast traveling either to or from that specific location, wherever you guys want to go, whether it's back to a house or another settlement or whatever. Now, if you guys want to come in through Cutlass Keys, there's actually a couple different options that you guys can actually run. You can either kind of run basically to the west, or you guys can go to the southeast. Either way is actually going to be fairly valuable. However, I don't really run the west option that much, just because there really isn't as many iron ore, and it takes a little bit of skedaddling and scooting around in order to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of work on that patch first. So I already gave you guys a really good option to go through fast travel location, so let's go west out of Cutlass Keys. Now, these are going to come in kind of just little itty-bitty batches, so you guys will have to kind of work your way around, but there's going to be one right in this location right here. And then if you come down a little bit further, there's going to be another couple right here, and then another couple right in this location right here, pretty much right next to this quest line. If you come back and work your way back up into this area, right in this corner, there's another few right in here. And then you come down and there's going to be a little bit more. Now, those are kind of the most sporadic ones that will happen as you walk west from Cutlass Keys. Now you have to deal with this Ancient's Pass, so you guys will have to be a little bit higher level to kind of deal with these. But if you do it right, you can actually make your way the north east side of this area and kind of scoot along here. You might get a couple people to follow you guys, but hopefully you can get them to lose you right off. They stop your their aggro, but you can actually find like 5 groups of clusters like right in this area right here, and then another grouping of them right in this location here. Now there's gonna be this little area right here Like I said, I don't really go this way all that often, but you can go get one right here, right next to this area. And then there's going to be some more right about here that you can pick up along the way. Another few right here. Another few right in this location. And then another few right in this location. And then you can work your way back up. And if you want to grab these that are in this area, there's like 4 different deposits right in here. You guys can go ahead and grab those as well. It just takes a little bit of kind of figuring out how to get along this ledge the best as possible, just because you are going to be having to deal with a lot of climbing and a lot of just making sure that you don't fall if you want to make sure that you guys get all your iron. Again, that's my least favorite way to go. Honestly, I think I've only done it once to really try it out, and I wasn't that big of a fan of it. But the nice thing is you start and end up right back at Cutlass Keys. So that way you don't have to worry about spending A's off in order to get wherever you're going, or even wasting a teleport either to your home or in wherever that might be located at. Now, the next way we're going to go is kind of the same video that I had started with, but we're going to go a much larger path if you guys don't necessarily want to deal with the areas that are kind of taken a lot of, and that is right in here. You pretty much come out southeast, you can kind of work your way along this ridge, like how we ended up with the last one. You come right here, there's going to be another grouping of it here. You go a little bit southeast, there's going to be another batch right about in here. And then you kind of work your way along and through here. You come across the road and kind of scoot back, and then you end up back in Cutlass Keys. Now, this route is very heavily taken. And I'm talking, I mean, I've gone there even lately, and as of now, there's still 1 or 2 people almost always there. Now, you would start in Cutlass Keys, and you would try to grab a few of these along the way, the starting ones. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to run up this road right here, and along this road, because not very many people come up here unless they're a fisherman. They might come to the spot to try to get a 3-star variation if that happens. But you guys can actually find clusters all along right here. And then you kind of work your way right to this area right here, right by North Fork. And then work your way back. So it's like a line of them, and then over, and then another line back. And there's a whole bunch of them right on this rock, a whole bunch of them right here. And then you kind of work your way on, instead of going on this side where everybody else goes, you go on this side, and you can find some here, here, right in here. And then there's also a couple clusters here, and then a couple clusters right in this area here. Then you kind of work your way back, and then grab some of the ones that people might have missed there, and then head back to Cutlass Keys. Now, if you guys want to go on a bigger adventure and head a little bit more southeast, going into North Fork, there's a ton of iron in this area. Now, you do have to deal with a lot of NPC enemies in this area, but if you go into this area, you guys will come out with a ton of ore, especially if you're high enough to be able to handle some of those enemies in the area. Plus, you can loot a lot of chests as well. So you have just literally a big, like, backward C right here around the word fork. You guys will find a ton, and I'm talking like 8 just like ore veins just right there. And then if you go a little bit to the north, you're gonna find a whole bunch along this ridge right here. You're gonna find a whole bunch more right in this area. And then if you go just down this path, you'll find a whole bunch right in here, just on both sides of the road. And then you just kind of make your way back, and then you can head back to here. And then you can also, if you want to go this route, if you want to start here and then finish back up at the fast travel location, you just come on this side of the ridge, and then just kind of go up along here, then make your way up through here, then up to here, and then fast travel. And I guarantee that that location, not that many people ever go to. Pretty much every time that I go into that area, I never have any issues. Now that this video might go out there, and if it gets to be popular, then maybe more and more people will actually be able to will go to this area. But it definitely seems like the Cutlass Keys edge right here, the eastern edge, and this part of First Light definitely seem the best for collecting iron ore. But hopefully that does help you guys out. If you guys want some more locations, by all means, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I know I didn't necessarily go to those locations for you, but hopefully this does help you guys out. as best as possible with figuring out some of your routes here in New World if you guys want to be able to collect iron ore, whether it's to sell or whatever it is that you guys need to do with it. But if it did help you guys, leave a comment down below. If it did help you also, make sure you guys go ahead and like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel out and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.